Well, I will get to the promised financial news of the day. That'll come up in a few minutes, but today is my birthday, so I'm going to give myself the gift of honoring Elon Musk. I believe that I would be in the top 1,000 people on the planet in my knowledge about Elon Musk. I've spent the last 6 years writing two books about him and his companies, and the last 2+ years working 10 to 12-hour days to produce over 2,000 videos and thousands of posts about him. So, based on all of that reading and listening to what Elon specifically personally had to say, reading the books of other authors, the other authors who have written books about him, I've come to these conclusions. You can agree with me, disagree with me. I'd love to hear in the comments below what you think, but this is my analysis. Elon Musk is clearly among the top 10 entrepreneurs in history. He has disrupted the top industries in the world in a single lifetime, and he's still a young guy. He's created magic, and he's on the cusp of creating miracles. I don't need to list the things that he's done. You already know what they are. He is an odd individual, and it might have to do to some degree with his autism. In fact, his autism might be part of the reason why he is so crazy successful. I will take a bit of oddness if the counter to that oddness appears to be a chance to lift the entire planet out of poverty and create abundance for all that is sustainable. He doesn't seem to know how to be dishonest, which might be another issue associated with that autism. And like a couple of movies that have looked into the problems with being truthful all the time, it can create some chaos. His truthfulness has, in fact, been an issue and has created some chaos. Now, if you combine that with some of his odd behaviors, jumping around on stage, and one of his recent hand gestures, the from the heart gesture, if you will, which is what he said at the time, those who want to find a villain will find and they will take that opportunity. Now, it would be great if he were perfect. He's darn near perfect in his ability to decide which products and services to offer and his ability to get those products and services to market at prices that make them compelling. But he has done some really stupid stuff and said some extremely stupid things. I dare say that 100% of those who have massive platforms like him have also done and said some stupid things. But that doesn't give him a pass. And I wish he were better at walking things back or apologizing, attempting to make things right. Alas, I'm not sure that's going to happen. And even when he does clarify things like he did with his From the Heart salute on the Joe Rogan show just recently, it doesn't get any press. And those who don't want to forgive him are not going to, it's not going to change any of the haters' minds. Okay. That's just the truth. Now, as we watch the Truth is Stranger Than Fiction show that surrounds Elon, I think it helps to keep in mind that there are those who have a legitimate reason to be unhappy with him or fear his success. Some of those would be competitors, number one, and all of their employees and the families of those employees. You know, my dad worked for a transformer manufacturer when I was growing up, and their brand was not GE. Therefore, we hated GE and never bought GE products. Now, we didn't turn that into hating the president of GE or the CEO of GE at the time. It was just in general, we hated GE and would never have considered having their products in our home. So that would be a one group, would be, there's a lot of people in the auto industry, a lot of people in the energy business, a lot of people, I mean, just go down the list, a lot of people in the producing news business, a lot of people now in the AI business. Number two, leftists who used to count Elon as a fellow traveler, and then he left that tribe and joined another. That is never going to win friends and influence people. So that group doesn't like him very much at all. Number three, Democrats who are passionate about their politics. Elon is now full on MAGA. And like everything else that he does, he's really, really all in. This alone will cause some to look for any and every excuse to vilify him. And that is absolutely what's happening right now. Number four, those on the other side of specific causes that he champions. There's a very specific thing that they are passionate about on their own uh, take any subject you want where people are passionate. And if he's on the other side, that would give them a reason to be a hater. Number five, those who hate success due to envy are emotional distrust of anybody that's wealthy. Now, I'll admit that I do find it odd that the current screeds against Elon from those on the left who claim to be tolerant of others now they can't even say his name without putting billionaire in front of it, or immigrant South African in front of it, or unelected in front of it. Like, how many people that run DC or who have anything to do in terms of consulting in DC are elected? Anyway, one has to ask whether if any of that matters, if his contribution to one's future is absolutely amazing. In this case, it becomes even crazier as contribution in terms of his company products and services line up quite nicely, in the most part, with Democratic ideology. Well, I think I'll end my essay here. I'm a fan. I'm a big fanboy. And nothing that I've heard thus far is going to change my mind. Again, he's not perfect. A lot of stuff he does, I cringe and I'm upset. And I'm like, why would you do that? But it doesn't change the fact that I think, on balance, he's an amazing guy. No one on the planet is doing more for the inhabitants of the planet than Elon Musk. Well, this is Randy Kirk, and you could if you liked that, if you thought that was true or false, actually comment below whatever you think. I'd love to hear your comments and thoughts. You could join Patreon too. That'd be fantastic. It's my birthday. A few of you could send a wrapped $3 a month, $5 a month, $10 a month. Anyway, that would be great. Thank you very much if you do so. All right, now what is going to happen this week? Well, it's a bunch of stuff. There's going to be a lot of stuff for us to take a look at this week. First of all, we got U.S. retail sales. Now, right now, this is an important category in terms of whether there's going to be a recession, whether people have started putting their hands in their pockets and holding on to their wallets. And so last month it was down 0.9%. That was a big, big drop after Christmas. The people who they poll think that it's going to be up this month by 0.6%. This might be partially a bounce. It might be partially pent up demand because some of that 0.9% might have also been winter weather. Then you've got retail sales minus auto, which also went down last month. It went down 0.4%. And this month they're thinking it'll go up 0.3%. Same thing, all the same stuff. Empire State Manufacturing Survey was nicely up last month. That was a very big surprise, up 5.7. They're thinking it'll be down 1.8 this month. Again, this might be a balancing thing. There's nothing right now. There's very little to suggest that manufacturing is improving, that people are spending, but it'll be interesting to see what some of these numbers are if we can trust them. The next one here is business inventories. As you know, I don't spend much time on this. They're saying they were down a bit, 0.2 last month. They'll be up 0.3 this month. Who knows? Not that much concern for me. Home builder confidence index last month came in at 42, which was down. They're saying that it may stay at 42. Now, interest rates have come down. Mortgages are down right now, right about 6.7%. And every indication would be that those mortgage rates are going to continue to come down. That would tend to build some home builder confidence. Now, they're also dealing with potential tariffs, in particular on lumber, steel, aluminum. Those are three big categories for home builders. So there could be some issues with the home builders in terms of their confidence. We'll see how that works out. Now, then on Tuesday, we have housing starts. Last month, we are at 1.37 million. They're thinking that'll slightly increase to 1.38. I'm not sure that if it stays around the same number, that would probably be positive for the market. Building permits, they're thinking will drop from 1.48 to 1.45. Again, that is probably not going to impact markets at all if it stays in that range. The import price index. Now, last month, that was up 0.3%, suggesting here that it's going to be down 0.2%. That would probably be a positive for the market given the import situation, the tariffs, and everything else that's going on. And again, we've talked so much about the tariffs. You know how I feel. I wanted to add just one little thing to the tariff thing. You know what a small percentage of the overall economy is imports? Yeah, so now you take that, whatever the number is going to be, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even 10%, and now you multiply that times the percentage of the overall amount of stuff that you buy that's imported, you're going to find out it's going to be a very small number. And as many people have been pointing out the last few days, it is, I'm sorry to use the word, but it's transitory. We can't just kick that word out. We have to continue to use it. It is a one-time price increase. It doesn't continue the next year and the next year and the next year. It's not like other things of that nature, like labor. All right, then we've got the import price index minus fuel, and that they're saying will be flat from last month when you take out fuel, which is a big contributor to that import category. Industrial production last month was up 0.5%. The polling says they think it'll be up 0.3%. That would be good, actually. Capacity utilization, 77.8 last month, 77.9 suggested coming into this month. I think that'd be fine, and it's getting very close to the average over the years. It's always better if it gets a little closer to 80, but that wouldn't be bad. Overall, that would be fine. Okay, what do you think happens on Wednesday? Anything important? Okay, we have the federal government, the Fed, giving you their interest rate decision. I believe they should cut by a quarter. I think there's at least a slight chance that they will. It would be the right thing to do. It would be a surprise to the market. It would cause quite a rally in the market. And it would be easy to explain. It would be easy for the Fed chair to say, look, we're seeing a little softness in labor, we're seeing a little softness in the economy, and we're seeing some good directionality with regard to the inflation. And we're taking a look at what DOGE is doing, what the Republicans are doing, and it looks like cutting the government will contribute to lower inflation in the future. It'll be very easy to make those three statements and then justify a quarter point decrease. Let's hope that that happens. Then in the afternoon, of course, Chair Powell gives his press conference, and we will hear the reasons for why they did what they did. Hopefully, at least there will be something in this particular month about potential 2 to 3 cuts going forward, even if they don't cut on this particular time. All right, then on Thursday, we've got the regular initial jobless claims. They're thinking that's going to be right in the same ballpark, 222,000. If that's true, then it will not impact markets. Then we got the Philadelphia Fed manufacturing survey. They're suggesting that's also going to be up. So Philadelphia Fed and New York. 18.1 last month. I'm sorry, it was 18.1 in what 18.1. They're thinking it's going to 12. You know what? I'm sorry, I'm not quite reading these as to what they are implying. What is 18.1 and 12? I'm sorry. Well, we'll come back to that on Thursday when it comes out. Okay. Then we've got existing home sales, 4.08 million is the run rate last month. They're thinking that drops to 3.97 million. That would be normal in the winter. So that would not be, again, I don't think that'll impact. U.S. leading economic indicators. I joke about this every month that nobody pays any attention to this particular stat. I think that it's unwise to not pay attention, but it's just the truth. Last month it was up 0.3. They're thinking it'll be down 0.3. I'm 0.2. That could be, in particular, kind of like the Atlanta Fed's statement that they thought there was recessionary pressures. This U.S. leading economic indicators would be looking at some of those exact same things, like the huge imbalance in trade that's taking place right now because of people trying to get ahead of tariffs. We've got the oil prices dropping like crazy. Even the fact that inflation is dropping, I think, is a leading indicator that suggests potential trouble ahead. So going down 0.2% would not be shocking. All right, there's what you've got coming up this week. Again, a little bit of a shortened version tonight. There will not be any kind of a show tonight at 7:45 because I'm going to be visiting with family and celebrating my birthday. There you go. So I hope that something I said today inspired you, encouraged you, it caused you to maybe even rethink some of the negative thoughts that might be going through your head with regard to Elon. I am looking forward to an amazing 2025, both in the economy and with regard to Tesla. I'm looking for an epic 2026, as Elon says. And I forget what it was, but I forget his adjective or his adverb for 2027. But it's going to be a wild ride, starting maybe in a couple of months if Robotaxi comes out on time in June. That's all I got. It's been great, as always, talking to you.